We have officially entered the burr months, what I call them. It's all the months in the year where it is fall, winter-ish time, and I have dove headfirst into it. I've already got like my pumpkin candles out. I kind of have already been buying some Halloween stuff. You can see the pink ghost pillow in the background. I'm gonna try and have like a whole little pink Halloween video here sometime soon with some of the things that I'm buying this year. But with that being said, I just want to feel cozy and yummy and delicious, and today we are going to be talking about a little thing that I bought myself. I haven't been treating myself a lot to some nice things, and the season change has just made me want to buy myself something really cozy and yummy. So today we're going to be talking about some sniff products that I bought. I am already a sniff lover. I do own a few of their perfumes, and I'm not going to be talking about those today, but if you want me to go more into the Sniff brand, you can just let me know in the comments. But just to give you a little bit of background, Sniff is like an independent kind of niche perfume brand. They are super affordable and they are available at Ulta. A full-size perfume only runs for like $65, and they have so many different types of scents available, way different than any like designer brand is going to offer you. And like obviously from this video today, you see that we're going to be talking about kind of a line that is more delicious. The nice thing about Sniff is because they are a small company, they use very high-end perfume oils. It's a very, very clean brand. They don't use anything funny in there. Their bottles are all made of post-consumer recyclable plastic. I just like their mission. They really are trying to branch out into different things, i.e. they have perfumes that smell like Coca-Cola, that smell like pizza, but you can get traditional ones. I think Vanilla Vice is probably one of their most popular, and that one is actually available, I think September 12th on the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. So for $65, half off, you can get a full bottle of Vanilla Vice, and I would really encourage you to like take advantage of that. I'll leave the link down below in case you guys are interested in, and then I'll post the date if that is the day that it's on sale. But we are going to be talking specifically about some gourmand fragrances today, specifically like pastry oriented. I know it sounds weird, but listen, I actually have already opened this box and tried a couple of them. Let me just start with the story of like how I got to buy myself this box. I went into Ulta a couple weeks ago to pick up a birthday present for one of my friends. I wanted to get her the Sniff Discovery set, which is a really cute little set of 4 of their best sellers. It's only $19, and it's a really good way to try 4 of their most popular scents. Some of them are really good. They have a Tarte Deco in there, which is a bottle that I have a full size of. I would really like a bottle of the Cocoa Shimmy. Again, the Vanilla Vice is in there, and another one of their best sellers, Sweet Ashes, in there. So that is a really good discovery scent if you want to pick that up and try the Sniff brand. Again, I'll link that down below. But if you want to kind of introduce yourself to this house, this is a really good way to actually do it. But while I was in there picking that up, they do have kind of a sniff display in Ulta, so I got to smell some of these things that I had been eyeing. Then I just went home and I bought them all online. The main thing that I did want to smell in Ulta was the body mist called Extra Whip. Now, this was kind of like in a set that they released, like a Hot Cakes set, right? So they had a bottle of perfume called Hot Cakes, which I did get a sample of, and we're going to be talking about that one. Along with that bottle came 3 body mists, and what the idea was you spray yourself with the perfume that smelled like hotcakes, and then there were 3 body mists that accompany that fragrance. So they had Extra Whip, which is the one that I bought, Berry Styles, which is supposed to like, you know, be like the berry toppings, and then a hazelnut, which, you know, obviously is like a Nutella. So I didn't buy the Hot Cakes set. I ended up just wanting the Extra Whip body mist because I am going to use it as a bedtime scent. It's another video that I want to get into is my collection of bedtime scents and the ritual that I do before going to bed to smell absolutely delicious. But I smelled it in store and I was like, I am definitely buying that. It is so amazing. I bought that. We are going to talk about that. I also got to smell the CRUMB COUTURE fragrance, which Sniff has a side house called No Roses, which is the one that does more experimental scents like the Coca-Cola, the pizza. They have one called Dead Dinosaur, which kind of smells like gasoline. Like, it's kind of like the people that like those scents that you wouldn't necessarily put in a bottle of perfume. But I had been seeing it online like a whole bunch of places. It's very, very popular. But when everybody sprayed it, they were like, oh, it smells like straight croissant. And I was like, I don't know if I want to smell like bready, you know what I mean? But then I went into the store and I sprayed it and I let it sit a little bit and I was like, all right, I'm buying a bottle of this. Like, I have to. So we're going to unbox these things, take a look at them, and then go through it and just smell amazing. So it's my sniff box. Very, very cute. I bought this directly from the Sniff website, but you can get it from Ulta. However, they had an email sign up that you could save 15% on. So I'll leave all these links down in the description box. And if you sign up for the emails, you get the 15% off code, which really does save a lot. And then they free ship over, I think, $60 or $65, which if you're buying a full bottle of perfume, that covers your shipping. So this is what she looks like. Like I mentioned, I did get the this is actually the travel size of the Extra Whip body mist. And then because I spent X amount of dollars, I got a free sample. And since I was buying the body mist and I sprayed this in store, I got the sample of the hot cakes. And then this is my full bottle of CRUMB COUTURE. And one of the things about Sniff that's really nice is when you order a full bottle of perfume, they actually send you a sample vial for you to try first before you open the big bottle. That way, if you wear this a couple times and you decide you don't like it, you can return the big bottle. But once you open this bottle, it's not returnable. So I like that they send you the sample of what you're getting. And if you don't like it, you can send it back. You can't do that with Ulta. So that's the nice thing about ordering from the Sniff site. We're going to kind of go in order of the way that they want you to layer these things. I am going to start with the hot cakes sample. So this is supposed to be purchased in a full perfume bottle because it is supposed to be your base while you layer the different toppings. I did try this in store. Now, I didn't buy a full bottle, but now that I have this sample, my husband likes it so much that he's like, I might just buy you a bottle of that so that I can have it, because it smells so good. The thing about this is it is supposed to smell like pancakes. I know. Who wants to smell like pancakes? You do, believe me. This smells so good. Let me take you through the journey. I'm just gonna, since we're spraying so much, I'm gonna spray it on the tester strips here. The first spray, the first whiff, you get that really fluffy pancake like feel, like that buttermilk, fresh, hot pancakes, like before you put anything on them. It's just super homey and delicious. And then once you let it sit for a little bit, and I wore this on my skin and like figured this out, it actually builds as it dries down. After a little while, you start getting that crispy edge pancake, you know, where it's kind of like a little bit crispy on the top and bottom, but still super fluffy in the middle. I think you know what I'm talking about when those edges just crisp up a little bit on the griddle. But then as it dries down totally, you get the first two layers and then this bottom layer of like butter soaked, maple syrup soaked, fluffy, crispy pancakes. It all comes together and it is so delicious. Like, I could smell this all the time. Now, I don't want you to think that this is like diner smelling. Like, it's not like that. It is kind of elevated. There is something in there that is like lightening it to give it that like fluffy feel. But again, you get the decadence of like the butter and the maple syrup and just, it's just so warm and comforting. Let's go through the actual notes on the Sniff website. In the top, you have the buttermilk and melted butter, which I think the buttermilk is what's giving it that like fluffy scent that makes it kind of like airy. The mid is pancake accord, whatever that means, and maple syrup. So again, you're starting to get like kind of that maple syrup kind of like getting into that pancake. And in the base, they actually have berry compote and sugared musk. The berry compote, I don't necessarily get myself. Like, I'm not getting any type of like fruit smells or anything, but if there is something in there that's lightening the whole thing so it's not feeling like you're smothered in butter and maple syrup, maybe that's what it is. And then the sugared musk, I think, is what's giving it that little bit of that crispy burnt sugar smell. Altogether, these things are absolutely amazing, and just wearing it by itself is enough. But what Sniff wants you to do is top it just like you would top a stack of pancakes. So that's where extra whip comes in. Now, like I said, there's 3 different toppings you can put on your pancakes. I wanted this one just to wear by itself, although if Hubs does end up buying me that full-size bottle of hotcakes, then I'm probably gonna layer. These come like wrapped really, really well, and I am so excited to open this because like I said, I've been wanting to wear it to bed for like the last 2 weeks, but I know I had to make this video. Here is the body mist of whip. Again, I bought the travel size. They do have a bigger body of this. This only runs for $22 for this size, and this is a perfect size for my bedroom scents. Almost all of my other bedroom body mists for bedtime are in this size bottle, and they last. Has a cute little pump on it. Let's go ahead and spray some of this. Beautiful mister. Do you see that? Oh my God. I cannot wait to wear this to bed. It smells so good. So this is how I love all of my bedtime scents. Super light. You know, as in a body mist, it's going to be lighter in general anyway. And I know it's called extra whip, and you think whipped cream is going to be like heavy and lactonic and everything. And it does have a lactonic effect. So it does have like a milky scent to it, but it's super, super light, almost like a little bit clean smelling too at the same time. But there's also just like that crystallized sugar and like, you know, that sweetness you get from when you like spray out a whipped cream on top of something from a can. It's absolutely divine. Let's go through the notes. So on Sniff's website, they say the top note is icing sugar and cold aldehydes, which I think is what's like kind of lightening it up again. Like there's that when you take a whipped cream can out of the refrigerator and you first spray it on top of your ice cream, you know, you get that like kind of cold, metally something, and I think that's kind of lifting it up a little bit. And then the icing sugar is definitely what's giving it that sweet burst in the front. The mid note is whipped cream, of course. I mean, it can't be called extra whip without it smelling like whipped cream. What does whipped cream smell like? It smells like this. And in the base, they have milky sandalwood, vanilla, and fluffy musk. And I think that is what's grounding it all and like kind of making it stay on your body. Because again, I think when you first spray it, it's just so light and airy, but like with that vanilla and the sandalwood, it kind of like bodies it up a little bit so that it's not just like melting dissipated whipped cream. It's like there's some body there. It is just, it is absolutely lovely. So I think when you spray the hotcakes scent on top and let that like sit a little bit, and then you put the extra whip on top, oh my God. Guys, it is absolutely, it's so good. Now, I did not actually test the berry styles or the hazelnuts for the pancakes. I really was just interested in the extra whip because I want it as a bedtime scent, but Lord, I don't know. There is something about the hotcakes mixed in with the extra whip because this is so much more full body, homey. Like there's some bread in there. You know what I mean? It's like stacking the bread and then you throw that like light whippy cream on. It is delicious. So good, so good. Again, I will have all these things linked in the description box if you are interested in trying it out. Like I said, they'll send you a sample if you buy something. So that's what I did. I got the sample of the hotcakes, but now I'm probably gonna go for the full bottle of that one. All right, let's move into my full bottle of CRUMB COUTURE. Again, this is from the no noses part of Sniff. So Sniff has the regular perfumes and then they have the no noses, which is like the odd kind of offbeat scent. And as you can see, this is a very croissant oriented. I don't want to scare anybody off by saying like the croissant is like you're gonna smell just like dry bakery bread. This is so much different than what I thought it was going to be. It is so delicious. So they did send me the sample vial before so that I could try it, and I did try it. I wore it to work one day, and so the first time that I sprayed it, I felt like it died a little bit early. So then the next time I sprayed it like a lot so that I just could smell that delicious croissant. And I felt like through the day, because it almost like bakes on you. Play on words, I know, but it like almost bakes on you. And I think I sprayed it too much the second day. So then on the third day, I just sprayed like a couple spritzes like I normally would. And like, you know, initially you get like that hit of the scent, but then it dissipates. And that's what like kind of scared me a little bit, but it like rises on you during the day. I just want to put this out there. I do not wear perfumes for other people to smell them. I know that is a personal preference and a lot of people like to do that, but I do not want to be that person that is like walking in through the building and somebody's like, oh, geez, somebody's wearing a lot of perfume. I just don't want to be like that. Hubs and I go to the movies all the time, and when people walk past us or sit next to us that are wearing perfume that I can smell through the entire movie, I find it offensive. And so these scents with Sniff are very nice because they're light enough and I can wear them and smell them for myself, but no one else is going to be like, damn girl, what are you wearing? So I personally do not wear scents like that. I understand if you want to, but I don't like just dousing myself in something so that other people can smell it. It's just not my jam. I like to wear scents for myself. So that day that I sprayed it a little bit heavy, I learned I went a little bit heavy. So let's go ahead and open this baby up. This is a really nice box. So this is how it is presented. Go ahead and just take her off. So this is like the box. It has kind of like a little embossing on the front. I don't even know if you can see that. But then you take this out like this, and then the CRUMB COUTURE bottle is a beautiful kind of royal blue color. I think it's an interesting choice for a scent that smells like croissant, but I also think it's supposed to be giving like that French bakery look, you know what I mean? Like that pretty paper that like the expensive pastries come in. They're usually like this navy blue color. I already know that I'm keeping this, so I'm going to go ahead and just open up the bottle. I am not going to be returning this. So here is what she looks like. Very cute bottle. It's glass and they have these kind of magnetic tops on them. The Sniff sprayers also very luxe. So let's go ahead and spray this one. Oh, look how nice. Oh my gosh. See, this is a different type of bread than the hotcakes. As it should be, because this is a croissant that we're talking about. So when I first spray this, I feel like you are definitely getting like that croissant pastry bread smell. But in the beginning, I do feel like it's almost like a little bit glazed. I personally get more of like a very light lemon glaze off of it, which is something that I absolutely love. Like I love lemon anything, so I was very drawn to the entrance of this scent. But as it sits, the glaze does kind of turn a little bit into like a berry. So it's a very interesting journey that it takes you on, like as you go through it. Again, I was worried because a lot of people were just saying that this smelled like straight up flaky croissant. And I was like, oh, I need like a little bit more depth in there. And once I got to smell it, I did, like personally, my nose was able to pick up on some of the layering smells that they have in there of what they call berry jam. Again, it was a lemon note when I first spray it, but like it does turn into like more of like a dark berry jam. It is so subtle though. Like it is so subtle. It is not like a citrus burst in your face. It is like buried in there. It is like if you were making flaky pastry, you know how they like do the dough and then like a thin layer of butter and then dough, thin layer of butter, and then they roll that down until it's like paper thin. We're talking little layers of scent here that are very nuanced and like very well done. And then as you get to the actual dry down is when you still hold on to a little bit of that jam, but it turns into more of like a bakery pastry crust, flaky, like a basket of bread like sitting inside of like a fancy French bakery. It's so inviting and so like familiar. That's another thing I really like about these scents is it's like a sense of familiar and like nostalgia almost. For all these things that you find that you love, like you associate them with like good times in your life, like having brunch with friends or like relatives visiting and you're having like nice pastries out for breakfast, you know, like it kind of just reminds you of like all the good things. But again, Sniff is able to lighten these somehow. And I don't know if it's the layers of the berry. I don't know what it is, but it makes it very wearable. Let's go through the notes on CRUMB COUTURE. The Sniff website is saying the tops is croissant accord, which is obviously that breadiness that you're getting in the top, but also black currant. And that might be where I'm getting that little bit of like citrusy jam-ish, you know, coming through. And then it goes into toasted vanilla, sandalwood, and wild berry jam. Now, that might be like the turning point in this little scent journey because I'm going from croissant and black currant, and like the black currant might be the lemon that I'm getting. But then I said it kind of bakes into like a crusty, flaky, bready thing, but also still a little bit of that jam coming through. So the toasted vanilla and sandalwood might be what is like baking it, and then the wild berry jam being like that little thin layer that is still like keeping it light and wearable. It is absolutely delicious. I mean, do I need to say any more? I just think these scents are perfect for entering the fall era. I am super excited about all of it. Now I'm so grateful to have these in my collection. I am really considering also trying one of their half-baked candles because they have a pumpkin smash candle that apparently is absolutely amazing. And now after trying a couple of their gourmand scents, I can only imagine that pumpkin smash half-baked candle smells like I'm floating on a cloud in my version of heaven. Anyway, super happy to have tried these out and share some of these sniff scents with you guys. Again, everything will be linked down below, no pressure, but if you want to try these, I highly, highly recommend trying the house. And if you really just want to introduce yourself to it, try that scent discovery kit. It is super affordable and like super nice, and you'll get to try all the other popular scents. And then if you want to dive into some of the weirder things, I can totally recommend it. That's all I have for you today, guys. If you could please like this video, it really does help me out. If you could comment down below on what you thought about the format of this video. Did you like my visual aids? Do you like smelling like a bakery? Let me know. I would love to hear it. And if you could subscribe, follow your girl. I'm really just trying to make it over here, and I love shit like this. So if you could hit that subscribe button, I'd love to have you here again. I love you guys so, so much. I will see you on the next one.